My name is Michael John Lytle. I am the CEO of Tabula. Tabula is an asset manager focused on fixed income, particularly passive fixed income in an ETF wrapper. The financial services space today cannot function without technology. It is absolutely part and parcel of running exposure, calculating risk, executing transactions. Everything has a technological angle to it. There are basically three key components to where we need very strong technology. One is in the operational space, basically how we book and manage positions. The second is the whole trading element of how we execute transactions. And the third is risk management. So we need to be able to say at any one time, the group of assets that we hold within the fund, what do they look like? What are their risk characteristics? How do they perform in today's market? How would they perform if the market changed? So it was quite important to us when we selected Imagine that actually they tick the box with all three elements of what we do in the fund space, as opposed to disaggregating these and giving them each to different providers. It is totally possible to break up the three pieces and do them with different pieces of technology, but that is less efficient and more time consuming. Tabula was set up in 2018. We were originally set up in association with Cheney Asset Management. It's a hedge fund. So there are fundamentally three things that Imagine does for us. One is that they're our golden source. So they are the ultimate repository of information about our funds. Second is that they are our means of communicating with a number of external third parties around the assets that we hold, the pricing of the assets, picking up prices, etc. And the third is risk management. So we configure the Imagine system to allow us to do our risk management calculations within the Imagine infrastructure. This summer, we moved to Tabula being the name manager. That was the transition. That can be a relatively complicated process. We managed to do the work with Imagine to support that transition in about a 3-month period. It was what we expected. In the marketplace, it is considered swift. The key elements to Imagine delivering on this relatively aggressive timeline in a complicated project was really that there was a key person at Imagine who owned the project and had technical expertise, but then he was the lead of a team of 5 people who actually did the work. And that cohesiveness and leadership of that team allowed it to be a very well integrated experience. What's different about us is that we will be ranging over the course of the coming years across the whole fixed income asset class. Many asset managers have a much more specific focus. They will do one part of the fixed income spectrum. There'll be credit managers, or there'll be investment grade and high yield credit managers, but stay within that space. We will range from credit to rates to inflation to emerging markets to MBS, convertibles, any different space in a much more fluid way than most asset managers, and certainly much more than most smaller asset managers. For us, there are a couple of things that are important about Imagine. The first is this front to back element. So we said we wanted to capture all three of our key elements to our fund process in one place. And that front to back nature of Imagine allows us to do that. That means that they follow the full trade life cycle, which means everywhere from us pricing an asset to executing to booking the asset. That all fits within the Imagine system. It means that there's an infrastructure there that supports it. And then there's a risk management component that once we have the asset in our fund, we can keep track of how is it trading, how is it performing, how would it perform if certain things happen in the future. So you can kind of see the full front to back of what we're trying to do with Imagine. And that's why Imagine is important to us.